Hello, everybody, and welcome into Swift Online Racing Season 3. I might have written Season 2 in the title, but that's fine. We're going to look over that. This is, for fact, Round 3, Tier 2. I did get that right. Out here in Shanghai this fine evening. We join you in sprint qualifying. Got some laps going on right now. Let's take a look at Lucas here. Let's get up the lap data. Let's get track map going here. Got a very, very busy track as sprint qualification is much, much shorter in time. Welcome in, everybody. To run through your lineup for today, in Red Bull Racing, we have Arguable Wish 5 and Bassem. In the Racing Bulls, we have Dan 9X and Lucas. In the McLaren, as RTCLF puts up a 131.7 on the medium tire, pretty solid. In the McLaren, we have Line F1 and Stampso. In the Alpine, we have Callum, and we have Black Ninja. In the Haas, we have RTCLF. And it looks like we don't have a second Haas today, as Lucas goes fastest with a 31.4 on the mediums. What else we got going on here? In the Mercedes, we have Ranga and Mr. Epic Striker. Kick Sauber, we have Mojo Peak and Master Zombie Ben. I'm trying to think, did I miss any teams? In the Williams, we have Blobby making his return, and Bravozia. In the Ferraris, we have TFC and Scuderia Kush. And lastly, but not least, we have the Aston Martins in with Racing Creeper and Silhouette Sonic. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be tuning in from. Welcome in. Welcome in. We got a bit of a longer festivity for you here today, as we have a sprint and a race. Let's see, Kush and DVSR are right next to each other. It looks like Kush abandoned his lap, considering he got out of the way there. Let's see what DVSR Arguable Wish can put up on the board as he comes around the final corner. Pretty good exit, right on the edge, right there. And he goes up to P2 with a 31.5 on the mediums. It's not a bad time at all. Let's see, who else? Anyone else on a lap right now? Lucas looks like he... No, he's not. Looks like this is an in-lap for him. Yep. Renga's in the pits. Bassem, he's going slow. Looks like Blobby could be on a hot lap here. Nope, into the pits. Bravosian, I believe, is also going slowly here. Same with Racing Creeper. Dan into the pits. Lion F1 could be on a hot lap here. Looks like, yep, he's got his DRS open. He's holding that line. Looks like Lion F1 is on a hot lap here. Let's see what he can do. He rounds the final corner. Good exit. And he puts up a 32.3. Moves him up to P13. Anyone else on a lap? Kush is on a hot lap right here. He is 5/10 up on that 35.5, so that's not really saying too much. Maybe he abandoned in the last sector here. Let's see what he can do. As he's going to come around the final corner. Oh, big slide on the exit there. That's going to kill a couple tenths. But he goes up with a 32.4. It puts him in P14. Let's see, anyone else running right now? Are you listening to the pits? Kush just had his lap done. Silhouette Sonic could be on a hot lap here. Let's see what he's going to put up. Welcome in if you're just tuning in. How's everyone doing today? Feel free to drop in the chat how you're doing. take a look here. Silo Sonic in Sector 2 here. Looks like he might be one of the couple of people doing a hot lap right now, as we're almost done sprint qualifying already. Only 4 minutes left here. That was very close to the line. Silo Sonic, let's see. Actually does not have a time, so nothing to compare to. 51.6 through the first 2 sectors. Let's see what he can do in the third. As he approaches the DRS line in this interesting looking angle. Looks like he's got the DRS open into the hairpin. Oh, and my game has tabbed itself out. Whoops. There we go. Oh, Mr. Black Ninja with the first time on the softs, I believe, with a 31.3. Silo Sonic on the mediums, setting a 32.1 up to 14th. Everyone has been able to set a time so far, except TFC, who is still in the pits. I think at this point, either needs to get out and get a lap on, or he's not going to be doing much of anything. Master Zombie here looks like he is on a hot lap, but he was 0.2 down on his previous time. Let's see if he can make it back here in Sector 2. 0.6 down. He might be aborting here. Let's take a look. He still is on those medium tires, so it looks like he is going to be preserving the softs. Let's take a look here. DRS opens. Doesn't look like he... Oh. Little excursion there. Take a look. You're not on a hot lap. Let's see. Killer. Hell. Looks like is on a hot lap on those softs. 0.2 up in Sector 1 alone. Callum currently with the slowest time of the bunch. Let's see what he can put together on the soft tire. Currently, our provisionary pole is Black Ninja with a 31.3 on the soft tire. Looks like he had a little bit of curb riding there. That might lose him a couple tenths. Killer Cal comes right away through the end of Sector 2. 0.8 up on his time, but he has a lot of time to make up, considering the next person in front of him is in the mid-32s, and he has a time in the 34s. Let's see what Callum can do here in Sector 3. DRS flap is open, coming down the longest straight in the F1 calendar. Around kilometer-long straight here in Shanghai. Fun little fact. Round the final corner. Good looking exit. 1:32.9 from Cal on the soft tires. Good enough to improve his time, not his position. Let's take a look around where else we might be. Lucas on the soft tire, coming up through Sector 2, is 0.5 up on his time. Absolutely looking rapid. This, as long as he keeps this pace, could easily be our sprint pole as he rounds the funky curve onto the long straight, coming up to the DRS line. Let's see if I can go into cockpit cam there. And the straight looks a little funky on the camera. Around the hairpin we go with Mr. Lucas. On the final corner, just a little bit of a slide there. Up to the line, we have 1:30.8 from Lucas. He is our provisional pole. See who else is on a lap to contest this. We have Ranga on a hot lap, 0.4 up, just out of Sector 2. That would put him at a 31.2 if he doesn't improve in Sector 2. Let's see what he can do. Looks like he's trying to get some sort of draft from the Alpine, who takes off the track. I don't know if that helped him or not, taking that wide line there down the straight. Let's see what Ranga can do. Tried to get a little bit of draft off the Alpine. I'm not sure it worked in his favor. You need to invite Dan. Yeah, I got you. Got you. Just invited you. And Ranga with the fastest time by, what's that, 9 thousandths over RTCLF, who set a 30.8 as well. Some very, very close running here at the top. Basim with a 130.752 to take provisionary pole here. 2 minutes left. The checkered flag has been showed. Is anyone on a lap? Lucas on another lap. He's 4/10 up this time. Oh, that might be why. Anyone else on a hot lap here? Arguable Wish, DVSR, and Bravosian, I believe, are both on hot laps here. Let's see if either of them can improve enough. I believe there are our last two hot lap runners here. I think TFC might be on a hot lap in front of them. Looks like our last three across the line here are TFC, Arguable Wish, and Bravosian. Let's see what they can do. TFC up to 8th place with a 131.2. Bravosian across the line does not improve his time. DVSR does improve his time and place. He goes up to 5th. Good start to China here, folks. Very good, very good. We have our starting grid for the sprint being Basim, Renga, RTC, LF, Lucas, DVSR, Blobby, Stampso, Racing Creeper, TFC, Scuderia Kush, Black Ninja, Mojo Peak, Bravosian, Dan, Mr. Epic Striker, Silox Sonic, Master Zombie, Lion, Cal. Boom. There it is. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some racing. As we are loading in here. Loading, loading, loading. Thank you, random animations on top of the pit lane. I feel like that would kind of be like an awful ticket, no? Like, half of your view onto the track is obscured by the fence. All right. It's time to go racing in China with the 5 red lights. And away we go. Down to turn 1. Basim with a good getaway. Looks like he stays in front of Renga. Renga looks like he moved up 1 position here. See any drama here in turn 1. Looks like Basim is able to keep that first place uncontested from those behind. Looks like we got a little wheel banging behind there. Basim clean away through turn 3. I do not remember the whole time. I think it was a 130.7 silly season. As we got some side-to-side action here. Oh, we got a collision. We have a collision. It looks like Stamso, the McLaren, has been spun around one way or the other. I'm not sure if it was his fault or someone else's. But Basim is still clear away here. DVSR down the inside of Renga makes up the place. We have a Red Bull 1-3 right now. Arguable Wish is looking like he is doing well. He started 5th. He's up 2 places. Looks like we have a couple people up 2 places. Let's see what kind of James we've been having going on. Stamso down 4. Lucas down 2. Renga down 2. DVSR up 2. TFC up 2. Mojo up 2. Doesn't matter. He's not in the points. The last of our points finishers right now would be Mr. Racing Creeper. Let's see. Everyone except Scuderia Kush has gone on the mediums. Scuderia Kush on the hards. I'm not sure how that's going to go for him. Maybe he is hoping by the last couple of laps he can make up some pace on the mediums that will very well be dead. No penalties thus far. Basim through the first lap. It looks like he has a Haas trying to break the toe of another Red Bull behind him. See if there's any challenge into turn 3 here. Looks like Basim is still clear away. RTC LF not very far behind. Basim taking an online to prevent RTC LF getting a toe here. And see what else is going on in the field here. Looks like we are holding position here for the most part at the moment. No one wants to do anything too daring at this current juncture. As take a look here at Racing Creeper, the last of our current competitive point scorers. Scooter Kush on those hards. Let's see if that strategy ends up working out for him. We will see. Any action down the field? I mean, it looks like everything is pretty close together until you get to Mr. Epic Striker and Lion F1. Maybe they had a collision or something. I believe... where was Mr. Epic Striker started this race? I think he fell a bit. And he's down 3. Stamso down 9 now. Maybe he has some damage. Let's take a look. Does he have some damage? Can we get a camera angle? Can we have it flip? See some end plate or anything? No, it's damage free. Looks like he just had that spin there that caused some action. Some swaps here. Scurria Kush down to 10th. Down 2 places on this, two or 3 places on this lap alone. Maybe no, he was 9th. He's down a place somewhere. Mojo overtaking him. Looks like he was not able to get DRS on the straight, but he is right on the tail of that Kick Sauber. But he has to look out from behind, from Bravosian as well. Looks like Renga has had a moment. Renga has had a moment. RTCLF is in the lead. I completely missed that. RTCLF in the lead. Once again, we have a Red Bull 2-3. We have a solid DRS train going to 7th or 8th place. See if Mojo can get inside of that DRS. Time will tell. Right alongside the Williams of It's Blubby. Trying to keep up with these front runners. He is on the cusp of that DRS. Only about a 10th away from risking losing that train. Go down to Mojo Peak, who has lost DRS. Looks like that could easily mean the front 7 go on and carry away with this. And it becomes a battle for 1 single point. Let's take a look if Bassam can use the toe on that long back straight to get a move on RTCLF into the hairpin. Looks like he dives down the inside. Can he make a move here? Can he make something stick on RTCLF? He goes a long way around, tries to get the cut back, but he has to battle with his teammate. Looks like we're going to go wheel to wheel here into the last turn. Nope. Bassam backs out a little bit. He knows he has a DRS. He knows he can make the pass on the straight here. Looks like RTCLF might get passed by both Red Bulls on this straight. Very close, but no, Bassam is in the lead. Looks like Stamso has gotten a track limits penalty. Maybe he does have some sort of damage. He could be struggling for grip. RTCLF, that is big. A 3-second penalty for him. Track limits violation. Down to 4th. Lucas making moves. Someone's in the wall. The Haas of RTCLF is in the wall. Oh, that's got to be tough for him. Lucas is up to 2nd. Blobby's up to 3rd. TFC's up to 4th. Creeper up to 5th. Renga back to 6th. Scuderia Kush on those hards in 7th. Bravosian in 8th. That is tough to see. RTCLF was right up there. I caught him going into the wall. I'm not sure what led to that incident, though. Bassam, though, in the lead. We have that DRS train still going down through 1 through 5. And then we have Renga, Kush, Bravosian, Dan, and Mojo in a next little train behind them. But it looks like Bassam, Lucas, Blobby, TFC, and Racing Creeper are in their own little race right now. They are right on each other. That is very rough for the Haas there. Their only car in the running today. That's not good for that team. Scuderia Kush goes past Renga. Can he make the move stick? No, Renga is back in front around the hairpin. Let's check this out. Renga at risk from about 3 drivers behind with DRS. He does not have DRS on that straight, but can he hold position into turn 1? Breaks the toe, comes back on the racing line, goes around turn 1. Looks like, oh, Kush might go down the inside, and there's contact! That's sloppy from Kush. Oh, and we have a retirement from DBSR. Looks like he's gone into the pits and retired himself. Scuderia Kush with a rather sloppy move. Borderline trying to make another sloppy move here. About 3 deep into this corner. Oh, that's rough. Oh, we have contact from Mojo Peak. Pushing off these people on the racing line. We have some sloppy racing here as the Sauber of Mojo Peak and the Ferrari of Scuderia Kush go on. Kush taking a track excursion, making a really sloppy rejoin and crashing into the Sauber. What is Kush doing? This is sloppy racing from him. I kind of got a feel from Mojo Peak. He's gotten the short end of stick in that one there. Scuderia Push has gotten an illegal overtake. Looks like there might be a little bit of rage going on right there. Black Ninja, we have quarter cutting penalties all over the place based on illegal overtakes, so that those are going to have to be reviewed based on the footage we get from them, because I'm certain not all of those will stand. Lucas, in the meantime, has taken the lead of this Grand Prix, probably on that back straight. Does he have DRS on the main straight? No. Bassem does. Can Bassem retake his first place? He has been keeping the majority of this sprint race down into turn 1. He's right on the back of Lucas. See, swinging around here. We have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 race. They have, for the last couple laps, kept it pretty clean. Mojo gets a speeding in the pit lane penalty. But at this point, oh, and he is retired anyway. That is rough running for Mojo. Looks like he got a bit screwed over there. That is rough. Sorry for him. We have a caution in Sector 3. It is just the Kick Sauber in the pit garage. Nothing to worry there. Or not? What's going on there? Mojo's AI is on track, but it's saying he DNF'd. What in the world is going on there? I love EA and their terrible, terrible games. So we have a track hazard there in Sector 1 for some reason, even though I'm... Alright, it's pulled off to the side. Hopefully it'll be... Yeah, it's gone. Good. Okay. On to the longest straight in Formula 1. We have a couple of people vying for that first place position. Is anyone going to make the move into the hairpin? Looks like Blobby is going for that inside. He drives him and TFC off the road, probably breaking DRS. Basically securing Racing Creeper, Bassem, and Lucas as our top 3, unless there's something untoward happens here. That was, let's call it a brave move from Blobster right there. Lucas holding first here in this 1, 2, 3 turn section here. Bassem and Creeper not too far behind here. Then we have a next train of Blobby, TFC, Dan, Renga back into the train. All these guys up for 4th place. Bravosian also in this train, but has a time penalty. So he is functionally seemingly in... let's take a look at the penalty here. Yeah, I saw that, Mojo. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. That does suck for you, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. Let's check out the penalties. Bravosian with a 10-second, probably an illegal overtake. Might have to get reviewed. That was a lot of chaos going on there between the Williams kick and Ferrari. Position changes. Lucas is up 3. Creeper is up 5. Blobby up 2. Dan up 8. TFC up 4. Bassem down 1, but he's still very much in the fight to convert that pole to a win. I think he is biding his time right now, using his battery smart, playing it cool. He has some laps to kill before he really needs to start making a move. Check around. Renga is down 5. Looks like Dan has gone up the inside and made the move stick on Bravosian. He is now behind TFC and Blobby. Looks like he had a little wobble into that final turn there. Creeper, Lucas, and Bassem really kind of just running away with this now. I think it was Scuderia Kush with a 3-second penalty there for track limits. Anything going on down the grid? Silek going around the outside with Black Ninja. This is not for points, but if he sticks it, that's a good overtake. Good on him. Got some good racing at the back, even if it's not for points right now. Can still be good racing. Master Zombie in the pit. Pitted for something. Pits for softs. He figures he's out of contention for a point here, so he just wants to go get fastest lap. Understandable. As we go around this nice and bendy corner onto the back straight, Bassem has retaken the lead somewhere. Does he have DRS here, though? The activation line is quite far back, so there's a chance he might. He does not. Lucas and Creeper have DRS on him. Doesn't look like he's really going to want to fight that. He gives Lucas functionally back the lead here. Racing Creeper, Bassam, biding their time here. As we come around the final corner, we are heading on to the penultimate lap of this sprint race here in Tier 2. As Bassam takes the lead. Oh, that's a tight move into turn 1. Looks like Creeper's trying to go down the inside of Lucas. Can he make the move stick? Lucas has the inside line on to turn 3. Can we see? They are wheel-to-wheel around this turn here. It looks like Lucas is going to come out in front. He just barely does. Bassam maintaining the lead with the 2 behind him fighting. That was a good bit of racing. Clean bit of racing there. We haven't seen much of that this race weekend here, unfortunately. But it's nice to see it. As Bassam cruising on by in the nice clean air for him. Cool his tires a little bit, cool his engine. Those 3 are going along. Bloppy in P4, maintaining that P4. TFC right on his back. Dan trying to stay within DRS. He's getting close to losing it. Never mind, he's shaved off the 10th magically as I said that. Bravosian once again at the end of that train, but with that penalty, not sure it's going to mean too much. Stamso a little bit further back with Scuderia Kush in their own race, pretty much. Let's take a look at what's happening here on the long back straight. Looks like that was a interesting move from Lucas. Creeper trying to go up the inside here. Are they going to go to wheel? Nope. They have no reason to go to wheel. Turn 1, or last turn. Whoops. As we enter the last lap of this race, Bassam currently in the lead. Will he maintain it? Will he keep it? I think it is unwise for the 2 behind to be fighting right here. They should probably just stick to training right behind him and trying to overtake on that long straight where most of the overtaking likes to happen on this track. As we have Bassam go around, what is this, turn 4? If my math is mathing. Around turn 4. Into turn 5. These 3, after that contact between, I think it was Blobby and TFC, have kind of been in their own race pretty much. Lucas thought about a move down the inside, gets a little bit of a slide. That could mean great things for Bassam down this long back straight. Builds up a bit of a gap there. Activation line is right there. As we go on to the longest straight in Formula 1. Who is going to win today? We shall see. Will it be Bassam? Will it be Lucas? Will it be Creeper? Creeper goes to the outside, tries to make a move on Lucas. He's currently ahead on track, but it looks like Bassam cannot be touched here. As long as he does not make any unnecessary mistakes, Bassam will take the sprint win. Lucas, not too much to say on that long back straight. Racing Creeper probably saved up some battery. As Bassam comes across the line and takes the sprint victory. Racing Creeper in second, Lucas in third. TFC coming around the final corner here as we have our last points finishers. TFC, Blobby spins. Renga, Dan, and Bravosian all take the checkered flag. Stamso, because of penalties, tentatively goes up into the point scoring position. We will see how things shift after the stewards have a look at all of those penalties about the overtaking stuff. See if that changes up anything. But as of right now, we have our point scores here in the sprint. We have Bassam taking the win, Racing Creeper in second, Lucas rounding out the podium places, and then we have TSC, Blobby, Renga, Dan, and Stamso. Some interesting moments in that sprint right there. Dirty racing does not get you anywhere, as demonstrated by our front runners who, for the most part, kept it clean. Let's get a look at the race director here. A lot of stuff on lap 1. Grab the race director, pit stops, because why not? as we move on to short qualifying for the main race. How are we feeling in the Twitch chat here, folks? Any comments, any questions, any concerns for your humble little commentator here? All right. Nothing really to take note of here right now. Just starting our little qualifying. Let me think. Do I know any fun facts about the Chinese GP? I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first Grand Prix in China was 2004, and Michael Schumacher set a track record with the F2004 that was not broken until this year by Oscar Piastri, if I'm not mistaken. Lewis Hamilton has the most poles and wins around this track. I don't know. That's all I know. I know Lewis Hamilton has won a lot of times here, and I know it was first happened in 04, and Schumacher, I think, won. Or, no. Did Schumacher win? I don't remember. I know that there was one in 2019, and then it didn't come back until 2024. And I know in 2018, Daniel Ricciardo won it. And I think Nico Rosberg won in 2016. If I am not mistaken. But that is about the extent of my F1 knowledge on that department. As we have Lion F1 on a hot lap here, let's grab the lap data from him. Take a look at what he can do. The line F1 comes into Sector 3 here. Apologies if I'm not giving the most enthralling commentary as of right now. There just isn't a whole lot to say at the moment. No one's even set a time. As line F1 has invalidated. Let's see if Mojo's invalidated. Dan has not invalidated. He has set a purple Sector 2. As Blobby has gone fastest with a 1:31.6. Satellite Sonic has set a 32.2. And we have Dan 9X coming down the longest straight. DRS is open. Let's see what he can do. Bravosian sets a 32.4. Around the final corner, 31.6 by Zebra. Dan now fastest with also a 31.6, and Zebra. That is not Zebra. That is Zebrick. I'm gonna call him Zebrick. I'm sorry if that's wrong. Zebrick is now the second Haas in the race. Looks like he was able to make the actual race, so good for him. Master Zombie goes fastest with a 31.5. Nearly a tenth quicker than Dan's time. Let's take a look around the track. Anyone on a good lap? Mojo is on a hot lap here. Stamso goes fastest with a 31.2. Let's see what Mojo P can do as he comes around these winding corners onto this little section of straight track. Let's see what he has done through 2 sectors. It's a 51.2. If I'm not mistaken, that's a pretty good time through 2 sectors. Showing a purple sector too, but I never know if that is accurate because I swear to God I see it all the time. Set times. Racing Creeper with a 31.8. Lion F1 with a 32.5. We have Silk Sonic bend it on the long straight. I'm not quite sure how he did that. Mojo Peak around the hairpin. Got to come up to the final corner here and see what time he can set. Mojo Peak around the final corner. Looks like a good exit off of that final corner. Sets a 31.4. Quick enough for P2. Pretty good lap from him. Let's take another look around. Killer Cow, I believe, is on lap. Looks like he is. 24, pretty much flat through the first sector. Let's see what he can do. Around turn 5, I think. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I never know what to call the turns on this godforsaken track. Anyone else set times that I missed? Black Ninja with a 31.6. Brevosian, I don't know if he set a time yet, with 32.4. I think he might have. Killer Cow around onto the long straight here. Do I have some water? I need some water. Your boy needs some water. I do have water. Excellent news. Mr. F Striker goes up to P3 with a 31.4. Good on him. Narrowly faster than Mr. Master Zombie by just about 2/100ths. Killer Cow around the final corner goes up to the line. What kind of time can he set? A 31.7, much better than his showing in the sprint quali. 31.7 puts him up in P9. Pretty solid lap from him. Take a look around the circuit. Who else is on a lap? You're not on a lap. You're not on a lap. RTC is on a lap. 23.7 through Sector 1. That is quick. That is 0.3 quicker than Callum's. RTC on this little straight here. Let's see what he has in 2 sectors. 51, almost flat. So about 0.3 quicker, I think. Yeah, I think what Dan had. Stamso went fastest with a 31.2. Has he had that? Am I crazy? Did I miss something? No, I'm hallucinating things. Argument Wish now with a faster time with a 30.7. That is rapid from him. 30.7. That is a very good time from him. RTCLF around the final corner. Let's see what he can throw up on the board. He had a quick time in sprint quali. Does a 31 flat almost. Puts him up to P2. Let's see who else. Anyone else on a hot lap here? Mr. Epic Striker is not. Callum does not appear to be as well. TFC is not. All these guys are on outlaps. Bassam looks to be on a hot lap here. Let's check out Bassam. He was our pole sitter and a sprint winner. Let's see what he can do. Can he get back-to-back poles? That would be quite impressive from Mr. Bassam. Down the street here, getting a little bit of a tow from the teammate. I think they have coordinated this perfectly. If they can make this work, he can get a tow right on the back straight. That'd be great for his time. DVSR and Bassam potentially with some phenomenal teamwork here. Let's see what they can do down the back straight. DVSR setting up a great tow for Bassam. Will he get out of the way? Oh, look at this. Look at that. Out of the way goes DVSR. A great toe for Bassam down the back straight. That's going to really help his time as he goes around the hairpin here. What can he set? I think he's going to set a 30.462. 30.462. Will I be right as he comes around the final corner? What does he set? I was wrong. A 31 flat, just barely faster than RTCLF. Very good lap from Bassam. Regardless, overestimated him a little bit though. Sorry about that, Bassam. RTCLF not on a hot lap. Dan is on a hot. Oh, and he spins. Oh, almost spins. He did save the car. Very impressive save there. But he did have a huge slide out of that corner. His lap is done. Those tires might be cooked as well. Zebrick might be on a fast lap here. Let's take a look. Looks like he could be on a hot lap the way he's taking these corners. He is on a hot lap the way he's taking these corners. Let's see what Zebrick can do. He is our current P9. He is around the same time on Sector 1. Let's see what he can do in Sector 2. I'm talking so much. I need more water. As he goes around the winding, I don't know if it's what they're called. Almost kind of an S section of the track. It looks like an S. I think this entire track is meant to look like a Chinese character, and that's not being racist, as Lucas goes fastest with a 30.5. That is hell of a lap from him. Zebrick going around here quick through Sector 2, apparently, with a purple Sector 2, supposedly. Seeing that one a lot. A lot of room to improve in that second sector as he goes down the back straight here. Currently with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in qualifying here. We have our top 5 as Lucas, DVSR, Bassam, RTCLF, and Ranga. Zebrick coming around in the third sector, about to take that final corner. Let's see what he can put up on the board. Looks like he is going to be set for around a 31 flat. Let's see what he got. 31.4, almost a 2/10 improvement on his last time. Great improvement to his time. Only sends him up 1 place. Bravosian is down 4/10 on his lap. Let's see what Mojo's up to. He is pretty much bang on with his last lap as he comes to the hairpin. Can he get up on his time? He is in P7 right now with a 31.4. We have less than 200ths. Or we have, what am I saying? Before he set that 31.3, we had about 500ths separating P8 to P12, so he'll like to have that just more than a 10th improvement on his lap. He gets beat out by, I think, Racing Creeper jumped up there with a 31.1. Maybe he was already there. He was briefly in 7th, but he got knocked down by somebody. I'm not quite sure who. No, Racing Creeper's on a hot lap. Oh, no, he just finished, so it was Racing Creeper. Okay. Our top 4 all in the pits. Dan looks like he is starting a hot lap. Let's take a look at what Dan can do. Maybe he came back in the pits. Maybe he just reset, had a cooldown lap after that spin on his previous hot lap. As he goes through Sector 1, let's see what time he puts up. He's alright, he is not on a hot lap. He is almost 2 seconds down in Sector 1. Creeper is not on a hot lap. Mojo has an off-track excursion as we just cut to him. That is unfortunate. Looks like he had a spin on this winding curve onto the back straight. That is rough for Mojo. He's been having a rough go about it today. Just unlucky for the lads. You hate to see it. Happens sometimes. Hopefully he can make it up in the race. A lot of people on pits. Black Ninja on a outlap here, letting the Ferrari of Scuderia Kush through, letting Lion, who's on a hot lap. Let's sit on a lap here with Lion. Is he on a hot lap? Or is he on a in lap? The lap timings is never fully accurate. Looks like he's on a hot lap, but I thought he was like a second down on Sector 1, but it almost doesn't feel correct, as he is really, really pulling his car along the corners here. Let's see what he can do on to this little straight here, right on the edge. No, he's not on a hot lap. I don't know. Maybe he might be pushing on an in lap to try and get a fresh set of softs on. I think that's what he's doing. Lucas is happy with his 30.5, and he retires. I retire with a 30.5 too. That's a hell of a lap from him. Looks like everyone is waiting right until the right moment to come out here. Most drivers on the pits. Let's see how many people actually come out and do a lap. This could be a bit shaky for Black Ninja, Blobby, and Callum all right here. As the line comes into the pits, he's going to have to make a move on it to make sure he gets around. Blobby, Black Ninja, and Cal all in a tough situation with a couple of people starting their outlaps. TFC and DVSR could be potential traffic for these guys. Black Ninja on a hot lap. Let's see what he can do here. Through turn 2, through turn 3. Let's see what he can have on his sector time here. Is he going to be up on his sector time? He is going to be a 10th down as a good improvement for him. That can already... actually, no, it's me when I lie. It puts him much closer to P13, though. Let's see what he can do in Sector 2 here. Can he improve in Sector 2? Improves in Sector 1. Goes around these winding curves. I call them the S-curves. I could be wrong. I make shit up all the time. Let's see what he has in Sector 2 here. How much is he up? He is up by 2 tenths, almost 2.5 tenths. That would actively put him all the way up in P10 right now. So if he can continue at this pace and keep improving, he can see himself in the top 10, potentially, at least provisionally, as all these people are doing outlaps themselves. We're going to see a lot of improvements here right at the last. Is Blobby doing his second outlap? Nope, he's a 10th up himself. Cal, let's see what Cal can do as we're going to jump back to... Cal is down on his lap. I do not want to see it. Let's see. Black Ninja around the final corner. Let's see what time he can set. Puts up a 31.4 up to P10 provisionally. Let's see if Blobby has anything to say about that. He's on the back straight himself. He's up a couple tenths. Let's see what he can do. I believe he is the next one in running order right as we stand. Yeah, Lucas, you did have a pretty incredible lap there. It was a good lap there. Blobby is coming through the final sector. Let's see what he can do. Final corner, comes around. No slide, good exit. Where will he go? 31.1 up to P6 for Blobby. Very, very good lap. Let's see what Scuderia Kush can do. Is he up on his time? He's a 2.5 seconds down. Looks like he might have aborted. Let's see. Arguable Wish, if he has anything to say about the pole race. Let's see what he can do through the final corner. Taking that really, really fast. 30.8. Pretty much matches his time. But once again, Bassam is right behind. I don't think he's in contention to get a tow from his teammate unless if DVSR really pushes here to try and give Bassam that tow. Looks like they've coordinated it once again. Red Bull with some pretty good coordination. Let's see what they can do here. I'm not entirely certain if it will work out. Nope, he goes off. Bassam goes through. They've decided Bassam does not want to deal with the dirty air. TFC takes the checkered flag. TFC improves up to 5th, or was he already there? I'm not sure. Bassam, our current P3. Let's see if he's up anytime on Sector 2. RTC above in P3 himself with a 30.9. Good lap. Bassam is down a 10th, so he might have something to say about that P3 position. Let's see what we can do here. Though Bassam might lose a little bit of time on this back straight because he did have that tow on his first lap. Let's see what he can do here. DRS flap opens down the longest straight of Formula 1. What can he do? Around the hairpin, brakes hard on any full on the throttle. Let's see. Around the final corner. Does he have anything to say about the pole contention? He crosses the line. He goes P2. 30.634. Excellent, excellent lap from Bassam. About 600ths away from pole, though. But regardless, a phenomenal lap from here. Wish kind of just chilling there. His lap is done. Anyone on a hot lap here? Dan is on a hot lap. Can he have anything to say himself for his own contention with a good position? 31.194. Not an improvement, but a good lap regardless. Looks like everyone here is completed their laps. We have Lucas, Basim, Divisar, Arguable Wish, Renga, RTCLF, Racing Creeper, TFC, Dan, Ben, Master Zombie, Stampso, Blobster, Lion F1, Mojo, Bravosian. Alright. Move people up? What do you mean? Rest of the order is Mr. Epic Striker, Black Ninja, Zebrick, Kush, Cal, and Silowick Sonic. Searing, what do you mean move people up? Oh, we have a wet race. Oh boy. Just when I made a comment about the quality of racing not being great, we have been gifted with a wet race. This is going to get a bit funky now, folks. Looks like Silowick needs an invite. Do I have him? I do. I've given him an invite. Hopefully he's able to get in. As we go away, crawling start because of the rain. We have Lucas maintaining that lead. Basim tries for a move down the inside. Let's see if he can make it stick as he goes the inside down turn one. This is going to be tight. We have side to side for multiple places. Can he make the move stick? Lucas has the inside, and he keeps first place, but Basim does move up. No, he was already second. Looks like we have, so far, everything is clean, which for a wet race, that is, yeah, it's pretty good. Silowick Sonic has DNF'd back here. I'm not quite sure what happened. I did invite him. I'm not quite sure what happened with his race. But he has left. I was able to get him back in. I guess it just didn't work out for him, so sorry for him. Lucas still in the lead. Basim, TFC makes a move on Racing Creeper, who has ghosted. Is Creeper not in the lobby? He should be in the lobby. I don't know why he wouldn't be. I've invited him again, just in case. Not quite sure what happened there. Going with some invite stuff here. As we have Mr. Epic Striker go for a move on Lion F1. Looks like he can make that stick around the final corner onto that front straight. Dan goes for a move on Renga down the front straight. Makes it stick. TFC in front of Stampso into turn one. Blobby in front of his teammate Bravosian through turn one as well. Looks like Stampso's having a bit of issues. He went wide. The Williams benefit from it. Mr. Epic Striker benefits from it. Stampso has some trouble in the rain here as a McLaren of Lion F1 goes off. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe there was contact. Maybe he spun. It's wet. It's messy. Lion F1 is struggling here. Does he have damage? Oh, Christ. It looks like Stampso got disconnected. And I've invited him. Pinged by a couple people here. I think we're all good now. Alright, as we turn to racing action, Luke is still in front. Looks like DVSR at some point got in front of Bassem. Bassem in third, RTCLF in fourth, Dan in fifth, Renga in sixth, TFC in seventh, Blobby in eighth, Mr. Striker in ninth, Bravosian in 10th, right on the back end of that Mercedes. It looks like it is going to be a full wet race according to those analytics. Scuderia Kush, Black Ninja, Cal, Lion F1, Racing Creeper, Zebrick, Mojo, Ben, Stamso. Lucas extending the lead. It doesn't really matter because if we have a full wet race, we're not even going to be having any DRS, so that's not something to really think about until the track would even potentially dry up. So for now, it is just pure racing. No DRS, just yourself, the car, and the ERS. As we head into Sector 2 here, Lucas still leading the pack. See if anyone is close on each other to make a move. Let's see. Looks like DFC and Blobby are pretty close on each other. Let's see if, oh my god, Stamso. TFC still just in front of Blobby here. See if Blobby can make a move down the back straight here. It's probably going to be... Bro, I just invited you and you left. Looks like Blobby might go for a move here on TFC. If he can get the giraffe from him, maybe not. That gap is staying about the same. Probably not going to make a move here. It would be wise to. Racing Creeper on line F1 though, making a move through the hairpin. Makes it stick. Good move. I go wish with the fastest time. Bassem falling back a little bit. Not within a second anymore. Anyone else close in terms of racing? Looks like we're having some pretty big gaps built up. Let's see, as Black Ninja goes for a move on Scuderia Coach, but backs out. Maybe tries to go around here. Can he make a move on Scuderia Coach at the end of Sector 1 here? Looks like the answer for now is no. Lucas out front pretty comfortably right now. I think the name of the game here today with no DRS might just be hold course out of their dirty air until someone makes a little mistake, as it is wet racing. We are prone here to mistakes, even if it's just a little bit of a slide, because the track is wet and your tires are losing grip, as this track looks like it loves to absolutely kill tires. So we have around second gaps in most of our racing spots. Let's see who's close on who. We have Racing Creeper is close to the Alpines. Master Zombie is close to Zebrick down in P18. Looks like he might go for a move on Mr. Zebrick. See if we can make a move down the back straight here. Creeper looks like he is able to stick a move on the Cal, probably around the hairpin, but Cal gets the point back. Looks like he probably got a better exit and was able to seal that position. Let's see, anything else going on? I mean, Bassam, there's reasonable gaps here in most of our racing. Which, compared to the sprint, we've kept things pretty clean, all things considered. So, good job, gentlemen. Kept everything pretty nice and tidy here today. And I guess, gentlemen and ladies, we have a few ladies in our racing group. So. On board with our current race leader, Lucas, with Arguable Wish in second here. Yeah, it looks like Stamso is having some pretty severe connection issues here, which is a shame for him. It's never fun to lose your race that you've prepped for all week because you have some connection issues, usually something that you can't really do anything about. So that at least stinks for him. As we come down the back straight here, we have pretty reasonable gaps in most places, except Dan is only 3/10 back on the Haas. He might go for a move here. As he breaks the slipstream, can he make a move? He has the racing line. He's on the drier part of the track. Can he swing down the inside? I'm not sure he stayed on track for that. I'm not sure if all four wheels were on the track for that. He had to go on the dirtier, wetter line here to stick that move. According to the game, it looks like he stayed on track for that move, so the move will stick for now. Dan 9X into P4. As it stands, we have a Red Bull owned 1, 2, 3, 4. As we have the Racing Bulls in first and fourth, and Red Bull in 2, 3. Wilkie says Mercedes, the late 1-2. We have a Mercedes in 7 and 9, and wet races are very unpredictable, so anything can happen, Wilkie. It's rigged clearly. Right. Yes, of course. Me, the commentator, with both of the drivers that the team that I race for, nowhere near the points right now. It is very obviously rigged by the commentator. You're completely right. Thank you, Wilkie. So right on board with Dan. Looks like Mr. DVSR could go for a move on the back straight here on Lucas. He has closed that gap up pretty tight, down to 3.5 tenths. Can he stay close enough through this winding curve to get a good run on the back straight on to Lucas? You're called up to race to the Team 2-3 racing. You haven't any practice yet. I would practice if you're able to there. I've been practicing a good chunk, and I'm just really bad at China as a track. So I'm probably not going to do too hot, personally. I'm just I'm not very good at this track. Looks like Bassam might have had a track limits warning there. It looks like he went a bit wide. But for the most part, everyone has settled in. Mr. Epic Striker has a pretty good run on TFC here. Only a 10th back. Can he make a move into turn 1, 2, or 3? Let's take a look. Let's ride alongside with him. Looks like he's going to hold the course here. Blobby not too far back either. Looks like this might be the tightest pack of racing we have here at the moment. Most drivers having a pretty solid gap between drivers. I mean, if it was dry running, you know, it'd be first and second, and then we wouldn't have anyone having DRS on each other until 7th place. So maybe people are just not super. Oh, as the Williams of Blobby has a big slide there. The connection with you're very laggy. Oh, well, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully I get to see you on track tomorrow, and you can have a good clean race. Hopefully your connection holds up, and it's not too laggy. You can do well. As for how much I want to succeed and do well, I think it's important that everyone in this league is able to enjoy themselves. It's an online racing league. If you're a part of it, you should be able to have fun. It's obviously it's competitive in nature, but if you don't have fun doing it, then what's the good in it, you know? As we come around the hairpin with our runners in 6th and 7th and 8th, as they are right now our closest contested pack, as DBSR sets the fastest lap. I'm not sure by how much. Maybe the track is drying ever so slightly, but it looks like the rain is still coming down pretty steadily as we have our first hitters here. Only 8 laps in, Renga and Bravosian. Maybe they have damage or something. I'm not quite sure. Let's take a look. Looks like TFC has lost places to Blobby and Mr. Epic Striker. Looks like he might have gone a bit wide into turn 1, as we now have Mr. Epic Striker in 6th. Blobby in 7th, TFC in 8th. We have a Ferrari 8-9 as things stand. Not if anything Black Ninja and Racing Creeper have to say about it though. Okay. Thought I invited him like 15 times. I'd have to invite him. He's not giving up. Well, alright. He's got quite a ways to go, but I respect it. I respect the hustle. See what he can do. Sorry, one moment. I was checking for notifications as I am in charge of inviting people, and I missed Step, so fixing his stuff. I thought after disconnecting about 8 times he'd given up. Pass him into the pits. Let's see where he comes out. He's one of our podium runners here today. Let's take a gander at what he may be able to do. He comes out all the way in 14th, so we have kept the racing pretty tight with everybody. Let us see. Scuderia Kush and Mojo Peak into the pits. I thought they already pitted. I could be wrong. I guess not if they're coming out in this way. So Bassam is among the first of our front runners to pit. Let's see. Oh my god, I'm getting blinded by the sun. Hold on. There we go. Verifying doesn't necessarily help with lag, but it's always something you can do to try and fix a game problem. Because maybe a file has a bit shifted and everything gets messed up. So far, only a DNF from Silek, and it was because they were having connectivity issues. Everyone has kept it, for the most part, on track and clean, which, for a wet race and how chaotic our sprint was, I have to give really kudos to everybody. Everyone has kept it very clean and good so far, so let's keep it that way, boys. This as Lucas comes into the pits, goes a little wide on pit entry. That could mess up things, as Argument Wish sets the fastest time and takes the race lead with a considerable gap to second place right now, though our net, I think, third place runner is currently sitting in P13 with the fresh tires. Looks like he is making up ground considerably quick on the people in front of him. Lucas comes out just about what's that? Roughly a second in front of Bassam, which was his direct comparison. So either the overcut is what is working, or oh, I see, they pitted for inters. So maybe we don't have a full-out race, as Lion F1 is on. Looks like I can't tell if that's intermediates or not. I can't tell if that's wet or intermediate, but it looks like whatever it is, he's losing out as we speak. No, he's still on those blue-walled wet tires, X-Wets. Bassam makes the move on Master Zombie, as it looks like the wets are really starting to struggle here. Looks like with the racing line that's been created, we are truly in intermediate running at this point. It would not shock me to see Arguable Wish here come into the pits, as he knows that the net P2 and net P3 are in fact on the inters running real quick, as it looks like they're making up time on all of the wet runners. I would reckon that Arguable Wish should come into the pit this lap, and he stays out. Interesting move from our current race leader. Let's see if it pays off or hurts him. At least right now, the intermediates are the tire apparently to be on Mr. Epic Striker into the pits. Looks like he's going to get off of those blue wall tires and on to those intermediates. Let's see if he pits for those green wall intermediate tires. Let's take a look. Pit in onto the intermediates. So it looks like it is a unanimous decision. Everyone is coming in for the intermediates. Lucas and Bassam up to P7 and P8. They are very quickly closing the gap onto P6. I don't believe anyone in the top 6 right now has been pitted. Rango with the fastest lap. What am I doing? I want position changes, stops. Yeah, stops. Master Zombie Ben and the top 6 have yet to stop. Everyone else except for Stampso has pitted. So let's see how these strategies work out here as we ride on board with Black Ninja on those wets. It looks like they are struggling quite a bit here. On those 10-lap-old wets, they're probably used, abused, and needing to be changed. No penalties thus far either. I don't need telemetry. I don't need lap data. Let's check the leader comparison. You lose around 24 seconds on a pit stop here. So if Arguable Wish went into pit this lap right now, which if you ask me, I think he absolutely should, he'll probably come out right behind Bassam by a couple of seconds. Maybe he really just wants the offset. No, he stays out again. Arguable Wish, I think, losing time every single lap he stays out. Let's take a look here. Let's keep up the leader tracker. Compared to Lucas and Bassam, who are the direct comparisons, RTCLF comes into pit. The first of the remaining top 6 who have not pitted to come in. Never mind, we have 3 pitters, Racing Creeper and Black Ninja also pitting. I think that is the right call. Bassam with the fastest lap. I think it would be naive at this point to stay out much longer, unless if the conditions are projected to worsen. Renga with the first time penalty, perhaps a little bit of commentator's curse here. Looks like DVSR has lost almost a second this lap compared to those intermediates. Maybe is he trying to one-stop? I think this is a two-stopper just with how tired Deg is here on this track. I think he might really be trying to stretch those wets into a one-stop on the intermediate, or just have a really good tire offset, but I'm not sure it's going to work the way he thinks it is. But perhaps he can prove me wrong and make me regret saying those things, but I do not think staying out on the wet tires at this point is beneficial to him. Same thing with TFC and Dan as well. I believe they should come in at this point. I think it is ill-advised to stay out at this point. Let's see if he comes in this lap. Alright, and he does finally come in to the pits. Goes a bit wide. That is rough. He lost even more time on pit entry. Let's see what he can come out with. It looks like he might even get passed by Mr. Epic Striker at this point. I guess Blobby, who's just gone up into 7th. Let's see where he comes out. Let's ride alongside Blobby, as I believe he might be the direct comparison of where he might come out. No, he might be okay, actually. I think he's gonna exit the pits right now. So he does come out 6 seconds, just about. Right? 5.5 seconds behind Bassam and Lucas, who are our net race leaders right now. So while he does have considerably fresher tires by about 4 laps, which on this track is a pretty big deal, he does have a considerable amount of ground to make up, as we still have 4, well, Stamser doesn't count, he's an AI, but we still do have 3 runners who have yet to stop, so I will not comment on positions changed at this point until those 3 come in, because I don't think it really matters until we have a representative pit stop from everybody. Ranga and Line F1 with 3-second penalties as we speak. Lucas really gaining time on those 2 front runners who have yet to pit. Blobby passing, going side to side with Ben as RTCLF makes his pass. Mr. Epic Striker might look to make a move here as he takes an interesting line down the long straight. Looks like he has passed Master Zombie here, as Master Zombie is really falling away here. He needs to come into pit as well. Dan and TFC both stay out once again. Lucas with the fastest time by, I think, nearly 5/10. I'm not sure. Maybe Dan and TFC are playing for a safety car? I feel like at this point that's kind of what you need to hope for. Creeper with a 44.2. The track is really drying up, or maybe the inters are just really good. Looks like the rain is still steady here. I don't think we're going to go to dry conditions. I think we're probably going to stay in intermediate running unless if the rain truly does stop. Scuderia Kush with a 3-second penalty for track limits as Lucas comes up onto TFC, is on those old beaten up wets. Surely Lucas will probably make a pass here along the windy corner where he's going to get better traction, better grip, and a better exit compared to TFC, who's on those old beaten up tires as he rides the curb a little bit to take a bit of a wide line. That's a very good shot here, thank you, game. As he passes TFC, Bassam might look to make a move as well on the straight here. Maybe if he has enough slipstream, which he might not this time. As TFC is, for what it's worth, sticking right on to Lucas. I think TFC really needs to come in now as his tires should be dead. Nope, stays out. I think Dan and TFC at this point are really just playing for a safety car. They are really praying that something goes their way, as Black Ninja down in 15th gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. As I think somebody set the fastest lap for about a 44 flat, so it really does appear that the circuit is drying up at this point. It's not just those inters, the circuit is well and truly drying up, most certainly along the racing line. Looks like the rain is, at least from my perspective, a light drizzle at most. So, maybe, to use engineer terms, maybe class 2 rain, potentially. Might even be class 1 eventually. As looks like it is progressively slowing each and every corner. Maybe we could see some dry running here in this race depending on how the rain decides to go. Let's see if Dan decides to pit, as Lucas is about to be on his tail here, probably within a lap or two, as Dan is still on the wet tires. I'm not quite sure why, but alas, he is. I'm certain those tires are beaten and probably around 50% wear at this point. Be shocked. No, stays out. Looks like he is starting really to struggle for traction here, as TFC also stays out but goes wide right on the edge of the camera there. Are You a Wish with a very nearly a 44 flat, off by 1,000. Ranga goes in front of Bravosian around the hairpin. Good move from Ranga there, it looks like. As we round the final corner, as Ranga goes wide. And Bravosian said, hey, I'll actually take that back if you don't mind. I believe... Is Ben still on wets? He is. So we have... I don't understand why he doesn't pit. He doesn't really have much to gain or lose by pitting, as he does a little lock up there. I saw those wheels lock. Black Ninja looks like he goes around Ranga. But it looks like most of the racing is kind of in this pack right here from, is that 12th to 16th? Is actually going to be most of our racing. As we ride alongside Mojo Peak. Going around the S section, as I call it, incorrectly. Dan has been overtaken by Lucas, and will probably get overtaken by Bassam here very shortly as well. Point of note, TVSR has made up around a second and a half since pitting, but it looks like him staying out so long on wets really has not paid off for him. So, just a point of note. Dan, once again, stays out. I'm not quite sure what he's going for. Surely he can't no-stop. Like, those tires will die. The tires are already dead, I'm pretty certain. I mean, I don't know what the weather report's going to be. I mean, it looks like it's still drizzling quite a bit. I don't think we're going to... I don't know. There's still 11 laps left. We could go totally dry. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be, but... you know, maybe they're holding out for a safety car. Maybe they're holding out for... God knows what. A safety car... Track goes dry and they go straight from wet to dry and avoid a pit stop. As Ranga has retired from the session, and we have a safety car just as I was talking about it. This is the break that Dan needed. For all the things I said about his strategy, it looks like his call has paid off. That is very, very lucky for Dan, as he is going to get, I guess, functionally a free pit stop. I'm not sure what Lucas is going to do. They might have to double stack. Looks like Dan might try and slow down a little bit to make that double stack work. Let's take a look at the tire age of everybody. Quite a bit varied across the field. Most intermediate runners are around 6 to 7 laps old, and we still have 3 wet runners who are going to get much better stop time than before. So I guess now that we have potentially representative position changes, I'm not quite sure what we're doing here. I guess they have to comply with the Delta, as it looks like it would not shock me if every single driver came into the pits here. I think it would be ill-advised not to. We're going to have a double stack here from RB, double stack here from Red Bull. Are You a Wish does not hit. So he's going to have slightly older tires than everybody else, but he did go pretty long to begin with. As Dan is finally able to go off those wet tires, his gamble of playing the safety car has paid off. Same with TFC. Mojo Peak and Black Ninja have a collision, maybe coming into the pits. Black Ninja potentially rear-ended Mojo or something. But yeah, we have quite the interesting situation here now with the safety car. Very, very interesting. This does change up things quite a little bit. So, as Zebrick and Lion F1 exit the pits. That is the last of our pitting drivers here. So, with that said, now we have a momentary pause in the action. So, let's run through the information we have in front of us, right? Okay. First and foremost, position changes. DVSR is up 2 right now, but is on those older tires. Lucas down 1, Bassam down 1, Dan up 4, TFC up 2. Their gambles for the safety car paid off. For all the shit talking I did, they ended up paying off. Good for them. Blobby up 5, Josh, Mr. Epic Striker up 8, RTCLF down 3, Racing Creeper down 3, Scuderia Kush up 8, Bravosian up 3, Mojo Peak up 1, Black Ninja up 3, Benjamin Master Zombie down 5, Cow up 4, Zebrick up 1, Lion F1 down 5, Stamso, who unfortunately had connectivity problems, and is an AI, is down 8, but doesn't really matter because he's not going to qualify for this race. Stops, doesn't really matter. Everyone on those intermediates right now, everyone on fresh tires except for Arguable Wish, DVSR, who is on 6-lap-old intermediates. That might come back to bite him. That might work in his favor. We will see. Penalties, we have Scuderia Kush with a 3-second, Lion F1 with a 3-second, and Black Ninja with a 13-second penalty. All the 3-second denominations are from track limits, and Black Ninja had a collision with Mojo Peak supposedly that warranted a 10-second penalty, at least according to the game. Now that said, we still have a Red Bull owned 1, 2, 3, 4. We have TFC in 5th, Blobby in 6th, Mr. Epic Striker in 7th, RTCLF in 8th, Racing Creeper in 9th, Scuderia Kush in 10th, as he would round out our on-track point scores. But with that penalty, it would go to Ravosian instead. As we go around with the safety car. And it looks like, I don't know if the safety car will come in this lap. It looks like everyone is almost caught up. If Lion F1 can catch up here, the safety car will likely be in this lap. Yes, I was correct. Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Everyone make sure to unpause your games here. Let's get back into the racing. It's time to lock in. Lo and behold, most people are on fresh tires. We have 9 laps left. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a sprint on our hands. As DVSR crawls down the back straight, acts like that little baby weaving is going to get any temperature in those tires. I severely doubt it. As we are alongside the entire field here, Stamso's AI is actually going to mess up this restart for everyone else, as DVSR full throttle down the first straight. He's got a 1.6 second gap to the next car because of that AI. This is probably the break he needed with those little bit older tires to try and build a gap to the cars behind him, at least temporarily, as Racing Creeper goes ahead RTCLF around the first corner, gets a better line. Looks like RTCLF had a little bit of a slide. Racing Creeper up into P8, racing for the Aston today. Decided to take a break from his part-time job as a Williams driver. As we have people making their way through the ghost of Stamso. Looks like most people are holding steady here on the restart. As I said, we're functionally, we have functionally a sprint here. Most people are on fresh tires. We have about 9 laps of racing running, and this is it's going to be crazy. A little bit insane, perhaps. Hopefully. Hopefully it'll be insane. Time will tell. And I have the visual safety car bug stuck for the entire race. But we are not under safety car. We are under green flag racing conditions as we have our drivers running down the back straight. As Dan has already lost about a second to others as Blobby goes down the inside of Dan. He breaks the slipstream. He's going to go for a move here in this hairpin. Let's see what happens. Blobby late on the brakes around. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. That's a good move from Blobby. Nice clean move from him as he moves up into P4. Killer Cow up into P14 in front of Zebrick. I don't know who Zebrick is, so if someone can tell me who Zebrick is, I don't feel like that's their actual name in the league. I don't recognize them, so if someone can correct me on that, that would be phenomenal, because I don't even understand their Zebrick name correctly. But besides the point, TFC in 5th, down to 6th. He lost the place to TFC as well there. Lucas around the outside of DVSR. Can he make the move stick? Let's see. He has the racing line. He has that dry line. He's going to get the more traction. He makes the race and bats him through DVSR. DVSR's older tires are really coming back to bite him here. Might regret that decision to use the older tires instead of coming in and double stacking like everybody else. Lucas back into 1st. Bassam into 2nd. Argubush into 3rd. If I am not mistaken, I believe this is just how the race started. Yeah. We have our front 3 as it began. Let's see if it stays that way by the end of the race as we go around the learning curve onto the longest straight in Formula 1. Tell me if you're tired of that one yet. That's 21 of 28 here in the Chinese Grand Prix as Bassam thinks about a move, thinks otherwise. Back in line he goes. There's plenty of time to make a move, lad. You don't have to rush it yet. As Lucas hits, it looks like rain is not coming down. Are we gonna see a slick tire? As Scuderia Kush comes in as well, but speeding in the pit lane gets him. He did the 10-second penalty. Are we gonna see medium tires? Yes, we are. Interesting course of events here. We have potentially dry conditions. Let's see if the undercut from Lucas will pay off. Let's see if there's a dry enough racing line to really use the grip of those slick tires and use them until the end of the race. Surely Bassam and DVSR will have to respond, as I don't see precipitation anywhere here. And it looks like the track is drying up rather quickly. Very interesting. I think we are going to have... the undercut might be powerful depending on the track condition. Looks like the intermediate tires are proper grippy right now, so let us take a look at how this goes. Bassam down the back straight. Blobster into 2nd. Arguable Wish lost out somewhere. He's down to P4. Blobby in P2. TFC in P3. But this is all tentative. Everyone has to come in for those slicks. As someone goes off, Arguable Wish is off the track. I'm not sure what happened there, but he drops all the way down to P7. Something happened there. Whether he got contact or he tried to break a slipstream and just went too far. Let's see what happens here. Bassam stays out. Let's see if that's the right call. Does anyone else come in? TFC, no. Blobby, no. Mr. Epic Striker, no. Reaper, no. Dan X goes in the pit. Arguable Wish goes in the pit. RTCLF goes in the pit. Zombie and Cal stay out. Creeper, or Black Ninja stays out. Zebrick in the pit. Lion in the pit. Lucas on those medium tires coming through Sector 3 right now. Let's see where he comes out. As he goes a bit wide and gets a 3-second penalty for it. Maybe the track is not quite dry enough yet. Let's see where he comes out. As we have Dan into the wall. What's happened there? He lived? He doesn't have a front wing. What happened there? Maybe those slicks were just not ready. and he just lost all traction and functionally ended his race. At one point was the race leader, at one point was P4. Looks like his race could very well functionally be over. That is really rough for him. Let's see, can I see last lap? Bassam set a purple sector too. Can I see the fastest lap from everybody? Let's see. Lucas did a 42.5. Bassam did a 42.1. DRS has been enabled, so surely it is dry conditions without a doubt at this point. Let's take a look. Does Bassam stay out? Does he come in? Surely if DRS is enabled, he comes in, right? Let's see. Yes, indeed so. DRS is on. It's time to come in. Except TFC says no. TFC stays out. Let's see where Bassam comes out compared to Lucas. That is a direct comparison. Looks like they're coming around the hairpin right now as Bassam goes to exit the pits. Where will he come out? Looks like he might have made the right call here, as they're just rounding the final corner, and he's about to pit exit. Pit exit for Bassam, and he is well clear of Lucas. It looks like he has pit at the very right time. This outlap is crucial. Can he get the tires up to temp, as Lion gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits? As let's check out the gap interval between Bassam and Lucas is 5 seconds. Looks like Bassam really knew what to do there. Black Ninja is out of the race. Has he crashed? Has he retired in pit? Based on the map tracker, looks like he just pitted and retired. Dan staying out on that broken wing. That is persistence right there, and I must say that is admirable, as it looks like there's a kick Sauber wing as well, or at least an end plate. Yep, Mojo Peak lost his end plate. Arguable wish with a 3-second time penalty. That is big for the implications of this race. As long as Bassam can keep it clean, he probably has himself a race win. Unless if he has 16 seconds to make up to Creeper, Blobby, and TFC in, what's that, 4 laps? So it's not unlikely that these lads are just staying out, hoping that the extra time they had to make up from pitting is not worth the pit. And they're just going to go on those slower, hotter, burnt-out intermediate tires that might hurt them. Let's take a look as TFC set the fastest lap. Bassam can't quite do it yet because I believe this is still his first lap on the slicks. I could be wrong, though. Let's see who comes across the line. Yeah. Still first hot representative lap of Bassam on the slicks, as Lucas sets a time 3 seconds faster on the slicks. But 25, 26, 27, 28. If the slicks are on average 3 seconds faster a lap, that still does not get Bassam even to P3. So let's see if those front 3 can really make those intermediates, drag them out all the way. TFC played the games with the tires already. Can he make lightning strike twice? Blobby, Racing Creeper, and TFC on those intermediates. Let's see who else is on the intermediates. Just those 3. Everyone else is on the slick tires. Can they make it work? If so, this would be a phenomenal result for all 3 of them, as we have a visual bug of a Red Bull on the track. I thought someone crashed, but no. My graphics are just losing their mind. That's interesting. Thank you, game. Yeah, that's certainly a choice. Thank you, EA, for your wonderful game that you've developed here. Can I do I can do fastest lap, but I cannot do last lap. Let's see what we can do here. What does Bassam do on his first representative lap running? He sets a 33. Granted, he probably burned a bit at ERS there, but that is 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds faster than the intermediate runners in front of him. 6 seconds faster than P3 and P2, and about 5.5 faster than P1. Mojo Peak gets a 3-second time penalty for that. Bassam is gaining very, very quick. He's only 7 seconds down and gaining tenths and tenths and tenths with every single corner, every single straight. Can he make those slick tires work. So it looks like Lucas and Wish behind them have pitted at the wrong time, and they both have time penalties. They both had incredible races up to this point, but depending on when they pit and their penalties, they couldn't make it work today, which we will see. Was it worth it to stay out? Was it worth it to come in? Time will tell with just 3 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. Not even 3. Closer to 2 at this point, as TFC is going down the back straight. As that terrible, terrible visual bug, we're going to switch to onboard for that last straight, because it looks terrible. There we go. I don't know what camera type that is. Oh, there we go. Oh, that works. Okay, I don't even need the menu for it. As TFC rounds the final corner, cross the checkered line on the track. Let's see what he did that last lap. Was it his fastest lap? It might have been by a 10th, as Bassam crosses the line and goes 30, not 33, 024 again, but let's check the interval. Bassam made up 6 seconds that lap on Racing Creeper. Let's go on board with Bassam here. Can he make a move on Racing Creeper? At this rate, he's good for a P2, if nothing else. RTCLF with a time penalty. The time penalty is really coming out here in dry running. Everyone's trying to make the moves. He goes down the inside of Racing Creeper. Can he make it stick? That is a good move from Bassam. It's clean. It's good. He's going to try and get Bobby this corner, too. He might get it in 2 corners. 2 moves in 2 corners. Can he do it? Goes down the inside. Yes, he can. Now he's on the hunt for P1. He has about a lap and a half to do it. Can he do it? He has to make up 4.6 seconds in just about a lap and a half. That would be a mighty, mighty comeback from Bassam. The strategy calls have been there. He was pole in the sprint. He won the sprint. He was P2 in the Grand Prix. He's P2 right now. Can he get up to P1? He gained a second in just 2 corners. That is insanity. He's building a gap already to P3. It looks like Blobby might just get P3 though, as those runners behind them are only making up about a second a lap, and with only 1 lap to go, Lucas might not even get on track to P4, and he has a time penalty as it stands. So Blobby, on his return to racing in the lead, might get a podium, but that's not what we're here for right now. We're going to ride on board with Bassam. Can he catch? Scooter Kush retired from the race. Looks like he crashed at the hairpin right there. That's unfortunate for him. So close to the end. He was in points as well. Zebrek is up to P10, the last point scorer. We're going to have some penalties here in the points running. That'll shift around things. But more importantly, Bassam is down to a 1.7 second gap to our front runner TFC on those old, burnt out, intermediate tires. Great exit from Bassam. He gains 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths in just 1 corner. He's gaining so fast on TFC. He's under a second. Surely he gets the win. Around the corner, he's going to make the move here. Will he make the move here? He's right on the back of TFC, putting the pressure on him. Gets out of the turn. Does he make it here? He dives down the inside. Can he make the move? Late on the brakes into the racing line. Makes it stick. It looks like he's going to go down the back straight. But who has the DRS? That could be the defining moment here. Who has the DRS here? TFC might have it. Let's see who has the DRS. TFC does have the DRS, but is it going to be enough to catch up to Bassam? Not quite. He wants the win so bad, but I think TFC will take a P2 considering all he's gone through this race. Lucas goes on Creeper. Blobby down to 9th. Something has happened with him. It looks like he's spun out, but that doesn't matter. He went pole in the sprint. He won the sprint. He got P2 in qualifying, and he wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Bassam with an absolute masterclass of strategy. Throughout all the odds, all the changes, all the late drama, Bassam has won. TFC comes through in second. Lucas in P3, even with the time penalty. Well done to him. Racing Creeper P4. DVSR throughout his own drama P5. Master Zombie P6. At one point he was like P16 or something. He's done well to get P6. RTCLF in P7. Mr. Epic Striker P8. Zebrick in P9. Bravosian finishes our point scores today in P10. Lion in P11, Killicow in P12, Blobster, something happening right at the end of him. He spun out on the back straight. You really hate to see that. He was good for a podium here today, down in P13, or P12 based on penalties, I guess. That really, really stinks for him, though. He had a fantastic race, all right until the end. Kokal in P13, Dan in P14 with that wing. Credit to him for sticking it out with the wing damage. But yeah, I don't think it's even a remote question. Bassem is our driver of the day. You get a pole in the sprint. You win the sprint. You get P2 in Quali. And you win the race. I think it is pretty clear that you are the driver of the day. That was a strategic mess. And I think for winning the sprint and the race, I think you get P1. And you had the fastest lap by like 4/10. So, yeah, pretty clear to me that this is a very well done race from Bassem, but well done from a lot of drivers. TFC up to P2 from P7. Racing Creeper up 2 spots. Master Zombie up 3. Mr. Epic Striker had a fantastic race himself, up to P8 from P15. Zebrick, fantastic as well, up to P9 from P17. And Bravosian up a few places as well. Killer Cow, credit to you as well. You started 19th and got to 13th. So, very exciting race here. Gotta go through the race director here. Lot to get through here. But yeah, that will do it for today's Grand Prix. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. I certainly had a good time commentating. That was a hell of a race from everyone involved. Congratulations to Bassem for winning both races today. And yeah, hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. And until next time.